Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. This Wednesday we got a very exciting cover reveal for the next Wings of Fire graphic novel. Escaping Peril is finally going to be coming to us in illustrated form this December. I can't wait to show you guys the art in this video. There's a lot of good things people have had to say about it, so I'll give you my thoughts on this cover, as well as bring up the issues some other fans have mentioned. But real quick before we begin, I just wanted to announce to you guys that I'm going to be doing Art Fight again this year. Art Fight is an annual online game in which players attack other participants by drawing their characters for points. There'll be a link to my page at the top of the description, and I hope to see you there. And as always, a huge shout out to my patrons. Dogwith95, Slightest Wild, Fizz, Thistle, Noobto, Pyronuke, and Avril. Thank you all so much for supporting me. Links to their social medias are in the description down below. Anyways, without further ado, let's get into the video. It was such a shock for me to go online this Wednesday and see that the cover for the Escaping Peril graphic novel had just released. I was expecting it to be shown off on July 1st, which is the series' 12th anniversary. However, I think it may be entirely possible for another awesome announcement on that date. Maybe we'll get our first good look at the limited edition version of the Dragonette Prophecy, or perhaps a brand new Wings of Fire project reveal. Who knows? Fingers crossed for some kind of show update. I'll keep you guys in the loop no matter what happens. I'll be gone on my trip to Asia, but I'll be working as hard as possible to report on any potential news as soon as possible. And now, it's time for the cover reveal. For those unaware, Escaping Peril has my favorite Wings of Fire book cover in the series. So, I've really been looking forward to see what the graphic novel adaptation would do for it. Here we can see what Mike Holmes went with. Peril is hovering over some grass, though even with her distance, we can spot the grass wilting and burning under her. It's honestly quite sad, and really gives us a better picture of how destructive Peril's fire scales are. She wears a worried expression, likely bothered by what she's looking at, or knowing the damage she's doing by even being there. Based on the surrounding rocks and jagged peak edge behind her, it's likely that Peril is on a mountain here. This is probably the same mountain that she meets Scarlet while journeying with Chameleon. First off, I need to say that I absolutely love the colors here. The shades of green in the background are totally gorgeous. The many reds and yellows and oranges of Peril's scales also pop, and there's a lot of detail present on this cover. We can see hot, fiery veins on the insides of Peril's wings due to her fire scales. The lighting is just stunning, making every bit of fire and heat glow so well. I love how the R2 graphic novels have been implementing unique expressions. For the first 5 books, we only really saw looks of determination, but for this arc's covers, we've been seeing some very differing looks of anxiety. It's so awesome. I think these last 3 covers have truly popped with their vibrant colors, boldness, and all the new things Mike Holmes has tried out. The purple Wings of Fire logo here is so pretty, by the way. I honestly really like this color. I'm a big fan of the design Mike Holmes is finally giving Peril here. She also looks way more muscular than she did in the other graphic novels, and it would make sense for her to be buff. She used to be an arena fighter, after all. I'd say that this is my second favorite of the graphic novel covers. I've got to give first place to Winter Turning, as it has the best art, vibrancy, emotion, and scene used out of all of them so far in my opinion. However, while I have been seeing mostly positive reception to this reveal, I have discovered some pretty valid criticisms. For one, I do agree with the fact that I wish this was more of a scene piece. I think I could say that for all the graphic novel covers though. Imagine how awesome it would have been for us to get a look at Peril in a fire scales powered fight, or soaring through the open air of the Sky Kingdom after being free there now. Just Peril hovering over some grass in a mountain was disappointing for a lot of people, and I can't blame them. While I do enjoy this cover, I think there could have been a little more to it. A lot of fans are also comparing it to the cover for the Hidden Kingdoms graphic novel form. Both feature a lot of green and have the protagonist in a very similar pose. While the expression and background differ, you can't deny how alike Glory and Peril's wings and bodies look. If you're not paying much attention, they can easily come off as sort of copied and pasted. This is mostly noticeable due to the fact that each of these graphic novel covers have featured very different poses and situations in the past, so now that there are 2 that look relatively similar, it can feel a bit cheap. I don't have much of a problem with this, but now that someone said that, I honestly can't unsee it. Other fans have also brought up how they think green feels pretty out of place with this book and its characters. It is quite random, but it does help to make each of them look different. And I think gray skies, like the original, might have not turned out too well with Mike Holmes' style. Other than those points, fans have really been liking this graphic novel cover, and I can confidently say that I do too. Winter Turnings is still my favorite, but Escaping Perils comes nicely behind it at number 2. The Escaping Peril graphic novel is flying onto shelves on December 24th, 2024. I absolutely cannot wait to get it, as this is based on my favorite book from the series. I hope its most iconic scenes don't disappoint. What do you guys think? Are you okay with this cover, and what are your favorite parts? Do you think it should have been different? And if so, how? Let me know down below. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!